I've had a few conversations with Mexican citizens, native Mexican citizens, and discovered that many Mexicanos, based on the news that they're seeing, believe that everyone from the US is a Trump supporter. It's not true. Okay, so a lot of the people, a lot of the reasons why there are so many more people from the United States in Mexico now than there were 10 years ago is because people decided to leave the country rather than be a part of it with that man in office. And you've seen more of it, in the last few years, even when he wasn't in office, and you're going to see a lot more of it. And I understand that it's causing friction, and I understand as much as I can as an outsider, as a foreigner, like how frustrating it must be to be seeing so many people from the United States come here. And you have every right to be very angry at what the United States government is doing to Latinos. And just know that many of us Americans are devastated at what's being done to our country as well, and how our country is treating your people as well as other countries. It's ridiculous. But I wanted to show you what the election results actually look like and explain why they can make it sound like the majority of us voted for him, but it's not true. The basic problem comes down to a really antiquated thing that we have called the Electoral College, right? So we have the popular vote where each American citizen has the right to go and cast a vote for president. And by that, he won by a very, very, very small margin. But there are 50 states in the United States, and the Electoral College is based on the population of a state. So each state gets a certain number of electoral votes based on their population. So the more populated a state is, the more electoral votes it gets. And in theory, the electors of this Electoral College are supposed to vote with the popular vote of their state, but they don't have to. Okay. So when you look at the popular vote, he barely won. If you look at all the American citizens, all the US citizens that came out and voted for president, he barely won. He did win, maybe, but the results show that he won by a very narrow margin. But if you look at this very antiquated thing called the Electoral College vote, that many of us in the US think it just needs to go away. It's ancient, it doesn't help anymore. It looks like he won by a landslide. So let me show you some of the statistics, and I'll show you in the 3 times that he's run, it's been very, very close. And what that tells you is how divided people in the US are, right? We have been very, very, very divided for years, and it's just gotten worse. So let me show you this real quick. Okay, so this graph is showing our elections, the elections in the US, I don't know, the last since 2004, so for the last 20 years, okay? Blue, again, is Democrats, red is Republicans, and the check shows who got the Electoral College, right? But this shows the popular vote, how many people actually voted for that person. So in the 2024 election, Kamala Harris got 48% of the vote. Donald Trump only got 50% of the vote. So very divided. It's barely a majority of Americans voted for this man. Back in 2020, President Biden won by 51% and Trump got 47%. So Biden definitely won, but again, still by a very narrow margin because the US people are so divided. And even back in 2016, when Trump won the first time, actually Hillary Clinton beat him. She got 48% of the popular vote. Trump only got 46% of the popular vote, but because of the Electoral College, that's what actually counts. It's ridiculous. He won. He got more votes from the Electoral College in the states that had a lot of votes because they're more populated, and so he was given control of our country. And many people left at that time, and more have left since then. This is breaking down the Electoral College vote. Okay, so red is for Republican, that is Donald Trump's party, and then blue is for the Democratic Party. And you can see broken down, like this is how the electoral votes went in each of these states. So these highly populated places all voted the electoral college and them all voted for Trump. Okay. And you can see that by this calculation, he won by quite a good margin. 226 electoral votes went to Kamala and 312 went to Donald Trump. But at the end of the day, I am sure that you as Mexican citizens are not really, you don't really care about US politics, and I don't blame you. I just wanted to let you know that we're not all Trump supporters. Many of us left because of him. Some people came down for different reasons, right? But I ask that you consider that just because someone is from the United States doesn't mean that they condone what Donald Trump is doing to the country and how they are handling, how he is handling things with Latinos. Um, yeah. So just putting that out there. I hope this clears some things up. I would love, I am not a political expert, but I'm happy to answer any questions, any respectful questions that are put in the comments. And, if you're Mexican and you have other things that you want to ask about people from the US, things that maybe are common held beliefs about people from the US especially who come to Mexico, especially who come to immigrate to Mexico, and you would like to ask, I would love to do some myth busting. And, yeah, I'm going to shut up now, but thank you for watching. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your comments, and yeah.